So hey guys, welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're finally gonna take a look at the stances for the sparring weapons, so Grim Fury and Brutal Tide. And let's start it off with Brutal Tide, which is described as a stance with roundhouse attacks and leaping fist, and it has a dash polarity which matches the Obex and Kogaki. So the first combo is called Inferno, and this is your standard EE button mash, and it starts off with a strike that does 300% damage, and it's followed up by 2 triple strikes. And the second combo is called Rushing Fire, and to execute this one you have to pause after the second attack. So we once again start up with a strike that does 300% damage, and it's followed up by 1 triple strike. After the pause you will do a double strike, and you will finish it off with a double strike slam that does 300% damage. And this stance drops from the Infested Boiler and Toxic Ancient, and while the Toxic Ancient has a base spawning level of 1, the Infested Boiler has a base spawning level of 12, so if you want to farm this stance, do infested missions that are above level 12. Now usually I talk about each stance separately, but I'm gonna make an exception this time, and I'm gonna talk about both stances at the end of this video, alright? So let's move on to the Grim Fury stance, which is described as a stance with lightning fast hit chains and hard hitting combos, and it for some bizarre reason has an R polarity which doesn't match any of the sparring weapons. So the first combo is called Bright Blaze, and this is your standard EE button mash. So it starts off with a double strike which is followed up by a regular strike. Then you will do a strike that does 250% damage, and you will finish it off with a double strike that does 150% damage. The second combo is called Burning Desire, and to execute this one you have to hold the 4th attack. So this combo starts off with a double strike which is followed by a regular strike and a strike that does 250% damage. After the hold you will do a strike that does 300% damage and a slam that does 600% damage. Now, unfortunately, this combo is really hard to do because more often than not, you will end up doing a charge attack instead. And the final combo is called Fanning Flame, and to execute this one, you have to tap backwards with the 4th attack. And this one starts off once again with the double strike, which is followed by a regular strike and a strike that does 250% damage. But this time, you'll finish it off with a strike that does 150% damage and a strike that procs impact. Now, it is recommended to simply tap backwards with the 4th attack rather than holding backwards throughout the entire combo. The charge attack is the same for both stances. It is a 2-stage attack where the first attack is a stomp with a foot and the second one is a multi-strike punch. The slam looks amazing and it comes with a very nice AoE knockdown. And finally, we have the slide attack, which is once again the same for both stances, and I don't know if that's just me, but when I hit an enemy with this attack, they just disappear. And I don't know if I'm simply kicking them to another planet or I've hit them so hard they've ceased to exist. And this stance drops from the Grineer Power Fist, which is a very common Grineer unit that has a base spawning level of 5 and shows up in pretty much every Grineer mission. Now, according to Wiki, the best mission for farming the Grineer Power Fist is Kappa on Sedna, but I don't think this is a stance that you really need to farm, because when I looked into my arsenal, I found out that I have 36 copies of this stance, so it's probably not too hard to get. Now with that out of the way, here is my recommendation for both stances. Screw the combos, get as much attack speed as possible, and mash the attack button as fast as you can while moving forward. With Grim Fury, you're gonna feel like a locomotive, just moving forward, punching things, not giving a single shit, just punch, 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 and everything dies. And with Brutal Tide, you turn into this violent ball of death that zooms around, blending everything in its path. And which one do I like more? Probably Grim Fury, because it's good even without attack speed, alright? You're still gonna have fun punching things. Brutal Tide without attack speed is, in my opinion, kind of bland and boring. But that's not that big of a deal, since both the sparring weapons have high crit chance, so you can put both Berserker and Fury on them. And that's pretty much it for the sparring stances, so I thank you very much for watching once again. If you're interested in other stances, you can click the link in the description, and it will take you to the Warframe stances playlist. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.